Good morning, everyone. So, this video discussion was intended para sa inyo as my student to satisfy your need in line with the discussion na kahit hindi tayo magkikita today face-to-face Monday, July 20 dahil meron po kaming pupuntahan lahat po ng faculty, mag-assist po kami sa acceptance ng inyong 4th year. So, second year, you are going to watch this and at the same time, galing last week will be my basis para sa ating incoming quiz sa Tuesday po. So we are going to continue the topic that we have discussed. So nag-stop tayo doon sa portrait parlay, yung nagawa kayo ng inyong sketching. So we are going to proceed here on the dental identification, which is yung the forensic odontology. So in line with identification, we justify last week that dental is very important because the role of the teeth, sabi dyan, the role of the teeth in human identification is very important for the following reasons. Ano po yung nakalagay dyan sa number 1? We have, it was being explained na possibility sa dalawang tao daw po have the same dentition is quite remote. So, napakadalang po. An adult has 32 teeth and each tooth has 5 surfaces. So, it was being described. So, ang ating ngipin daw, possible, magkakaroon na yan ng missing, yan. Magkakaroon ng feeling na pasta, ano ba? And there is some certain abnormality in the shape and other peculiarities sa ngipin natin. Nakadepende kasi yan kung paano natin alagaan. So yan, pagkaka-explain, madalang daw po sa dalawang tao na magkakapareha po sila ng characteristics sa ngipin po. So yan, number 2 is, sabi dyan, the enamel of the teeth is the hardest substance. It was being defined na yung ngipin natin, totoo na nga naman, kagat pa tayo ng buto, makaya. Pinaka, of the human body. Kaya siya tinawag na outlast of all other tissues during putrefaction of physical destruction. Ay sinasabi dito yung part ng decomposition, yung madidecompose na yung katawan ng tao, kaya ginagawa yung teeth is the last resort in line with identifying who will be that person. Then, number 3 bullet, third bullet, after that, the greater the degree of tissue destruction. Ito yung si Tukoy. Na-decompose. Baka yung naiwan na lang is buto. The greater is the importance of dental. Napakahalaga na ng dental. Kasi yun na lang ang naiiwan as the means of identification. Aside sa meron natin na skull. But diba, skull is not conclusive in line with the identification of a person. Yes, it can help, but it's not conclusive. Next, we have the more recent the antemortem record of the person to be identified, the more reliable. So, diba, sabi ni ma'am, it is very important na bisitahon nyo man ang dental clinic, kahit na magpa-cleaning lang kayo, magpa-x-ray, ganon, magpapasta. It is because the record itself will help. Halimbawa, baka na missing kayo next time. Napakalaking tulong yun para yung method na ginamit natin, we have the comparison, then the exclusionary mode, makakatulong po yun. Antemortem is what? Keyword nyo nga dito, before the death. Yan, kasi yung postmortem, ito yung tapos, before the death. So, sa before the death, nagkaroon ka ng record, that record can be traced and serve as your evidence in order for you to compare the record of a certain person after sa kanyang pagkamatay. Next, we have dito it was being emphasized, diba? We discussed already yung bite mark. Excuse me. What will be the help if magkaroon ng bite marking isang victim? Kasi commonly, diba? Pwede maiwan yung bakas ng pagkagat ng isang tao. So, example dito, a bite mark can help the investigation, mga investigator natin, to compare dito in line with your records. Okay? Bite mark will become useless if wala talagang makitang records. But if the suspect was being identified, we can able to check his or her teeth. So, pwede natin ma-compare. But, in line with this, if wala talang record, then unidentified yung person of interest, bite mark can be, madedisregard siya kasi hindi siya mapapagkukuhanan ng identity of a certain person who will be the possible person. Next, we have here determination of sex. So, how are we going to identify the sex of a certain person? Alimbawa, pagpatay na yan, pwede. So, dito, it was being discussed as a general. We have the social test in line, how we are going to dress, yung mga hairstyle natin, the shape of our body. So, hindi naman kailangan paglaliman yan, no? Kasi napaka-understandable ng mga term na ginamit. And, sabi dyan, an immediate and accurate answer to the vast majority of the cases. But, dahil ngayon sa panahon natin, based on my observation, kasi meron na nga cross-dressing, di ba? I will consider this as also a not conclusive. Bakit non-conclusive? Because we cannot able to identify the sex of a person through physical appearance only. Nakadamit pang babae, we cannot sure baka ano na yan, transgender. Ayan nga. Next, we have the genital test. The presence of penis. Of course, sino lang ba ang may penis? Ang lalaki. And at the same time, the vagina, sa babae lang po yan. Yung mga question na, yung mga natin, yung tinatawag na, yung transgender. In line with that, we are going to locate the record based on his or her PSA. We can compare if nung pagkaanak talaga sa kanya, kung ano talagang sex na meron siya. Next, the gonadal test. We have the presence of testes pag lalaki, ovary pag female. Okay, sinabi dyan, we have the chromosomal test. Ano bang meron dyan? Yung chromosome, di ba? Ano gani pag sa lalaki? We have the XY, male, and XX if female po tayo. So, we can, this in line with the DNA, sometimes nakikita ito. Excuse me. So, sinabi dyan, highly probable evidence of sex. Kumbaga, pag ito na daw ang meron, yes, 100% will be 99.9% yung ma-identify natin na tao is whether lalaki or babae if merong vagina, uterus, and penis para sa lalaki. Kasi, minsan naman yung tao na nakapag-change ng kanilang in line with this, lalo na yung uterus, ba napapalitan ba yung uterus? Hindi. Lalo na din yung ovary. Minsan na. Then next, we have the presence of developed large breast. Yung tete. No, it's not. Yung, meron tayo breast sa babae. Then, muscular development, distribution of fat body. In line with this, mo naman talaga kasi iba talaga yung body build na meron sa babae at sa lalaki. Next, conclusive. Ito yung sinasabi na pag ito na talaga nakita dyan sa person na yan, directly yung sex niya is identified. Ovary. Hindi na papalitan yan. Testes. Excuse me. Next. Ito. Follow up lang natin. Determination of age. Edad naman. So, we have the basis sa buhok. Yan. Growth of pubic hair. Pwede din yung mga beard natin and mustache. We have pubic hair. Yan. 13, 14 sa male. Yan. So, hindi natin pagtutuanan yun, ha. In line naman sa voice. Same. 16 and 18. Edad. Magsisimula ang development. Changes sa color ng hair, 40. Sa gray, pag sa pubic hair, yan, wrinkles is 40 din also edad. So, we can able to identify if meron ng wrinkles na 40. Then at the same time, menstruation ng babae magsa-start po sa 12 if na belong sa warm country. So, Philippines, isa na po doon. Next, eto light as a factor of identification. I will not focus on this slide. We are, excuse me. We are going to proceed sa pinaka-important part. We have the fingerprinting. It was being defined here, fingerprint is considered daw to be the most valuable, yes, of course, method of identification. Pag sinabi po nating valuable, pwede nating malagay dito na most reliable na siya talaga, and yung widely used, yung hindi na lang isang bansa ang gumagamit, mostly talaga lahat, in line with, identifying a person. Even to day-to-day basis, no, sa pagtatrabaho, sa school, and at the same time, pag sa school, ma'am, ID pa man lang ma'am, wala pa man may biometrics, but sa ibang school, in line with their attendance, yan po, they use a fingerprint na. And, pag sinabi nating fingerprinted, if we are going to add a definition of this, para po itong process of collecting, okay? You are collecting, and at the same time, di ba nag-collect man tayo in line sa crime scene ng mga fingerprint, yung mga naiwan doon. After that, we are going to compare it. Then, possible, we can able to identify those unique patterns. Yung mga unique, yan, lagay natin dito, unique patterns. Kasi itong unique patterns o yung tinatawag natin ng mga ridges, ito yung makakatulong in line with identifying a person, what kind of ridges he or she have. Then sabi dito, the use of fingerprint is infallible. Means, ano pong ibig sabihin yan? Incapable. Kumbaga, wala nang chance na magkakaroon ng mistakes. Yan. Mistakes mistakes nga o being wrong. Paulit-ulit na. Then, we are going to discuss this. Number 1, individuality. Sa board exam, ito talaga yung lumalabas kasi they make a question based on this. Tatlo lang yan, situational, pero paulit-ulit. Sometimes kasi nakakalito o hindi mo maiintindihan ng maayos. We have here the individuality, the variation or the uniqueness of the fingerprint. So it was being noted here that no two person have the same fingerprint. Kahit na sinasabi natin na twin, di ba? Hindi po yan sila magkapareha ng fingerprint. May pagkakaiba talaga yan. Maybe magka-same sila ng ridges, design, pattern, but meron talagang uniqueness na maipapakita. Ilagay na lang natin dito that, pag sa individuality, tinawag siya na individual. Every person, fingerprints, lagay na, fingerprints, excuse me, naubo. Okay, balik tayo. Fingerprints are unique. Okay? So, ito yung mga sinasabi natin, no? Lagyan natin ng hugot, no? Kasi kaya mo siya pinili dahil iba siya sa lahat. The same as the fingerprint. Kakaiba talaga. Wala kang kapareha. Siya lang talaga. Unique. A very unique person. Reason out natin sometimes. Bakit mo siya pinili? Dahil iba siya sa lahat. Siya yung pinaka-unique. The same as fingerprint. Unique po. Yan. It was being described. Yan. Ulit-ulit. No two fingerprints as being the same or alike. Two fingerprints may be alike. Okay, there's a possibility. Halimbawa, ulnar or the same. Ulnar yan. The same ang pattern. But, they may differ on the minutiae, yung mga details na tinatawag, ha. Pag sinabing minutiae, ito yung details na makikita sa fingerprint mo. Okay? Further, midterm topic, may isa-isa talaga natin yan kung ano yung mga klase ng mga characteristics and at the same time, pattern. Next, fingerprints of two person can be similar. Yes, pwede. Si Ma'am Disoyo or si Ma'am Baliena, pwedeng magkapareha na meron silang whorl sa thumb, but the pattern itself and the details is not the same. Okay, yung mga ridges, okay, baka yung ridge hindi directly talaga na the same, so not identical. Next, we have the constancy, persistency, or permanency. Yan. Ibig sabihin yan, may mga C. Sabi sa definition, states that fingerprints are unchanging. Okay? Unchanging, constant, kumbaga, from birth until the decomposition of the body of the person. So, simula daw pagbata sa imo, hasta nga ma-decompose ka da, kumapatay ka, ara, po na sa imo, or hindi na siya magbago. Ang tinatawag nga, siya lang ang nagbago, okay? Ang fingerprint po, hindi yan nagbabago. So, sabi dito, the friction ridge, once daw na fully developed, excuse me talaga, yung boses ko, hindi ko talaga nabalik. Its arrangement will remains the same throughout man's life. Okay. The friction ridge, once fully developed, will remains the same through man's life, sabi dyan. Mag-appear daw ng atong ridges pag 3 to 4 months old na tayo. Of fetus life, ha? Then, 5 to 6 months. So, nasaan ka pa nito? Nasa sinapupunan ka pa ng iyong inang nanay. And sabi dito, it also known, yan, ito yung, parang quote, from womb to tomb. So, nade-develop na pala yan, 3 to 4 months, fetus. Mo pa ning stage nga, grabe pang pangala sa mama mo. So, hasta nga mapatay ka, ma-decompose ka na lang, yung fingerprint mo po, hindi nagbabago. Yan. Ayan, lagay natin dito, fingerprints, do not caps lock para sagad, kasi siya lang ang nagbabago all throughout person's life. Yan. Excuse me. What's up, mananap? Babalik tayo. Next, we have here the infallibility. Sabi dyan, ito na yung number 3 natin. That the fingerprint cannot be easily forged. That the fingerprint is reliable. Ayan. Means of personal identification. And all courts adopt fingerprint as a means of personal identification. So, sa court natin, napakalapipong chance na hindi po talaga madadisregard in line with evidences yung fingerprint. Kasi nga, personal identification, pag tinawag na personal, imuha na siya. Wala yung mga gawa na, imuha na gid ng identity. So, pag sinabi natin, that fingerprint cannot easily be forged, ito yung hindi. Okay, lagay natin another term. Cannot be fake or hindi siya, lagay din, add natin, not permanently remove. Okay, baka pag balakin mo, magnanakaw ka or papatay ka ng isang tao, para walang maiwan doon, tatanggalin mo yung fingerprint mo, kiskison mo na yung mga panit. Because based on the history, we have here attempts of destroying the ridges based on their fingerprints. Okay, ito sila, nag-try. Si John Dillinger, a known criminal, yan. Ang ginamit niya, gisunog niya with acid. Naging successful ba? No, failure. Because ang kanyang fingerprint bumalik after ng ilang araw. Then we have, isa din to, nagsubok. Okay? Sumubok si, okay, napindot. Aray ko, yan. No. Bakit may napipindot ako? Yan. Excuse me. Si Robert James Pitts, known as a man without fingerprint, tried to elude the arrest. Okay, try niya sayang lokohin or iwasan yung pag-arresto sa kanya. Tinanggal niya din yung ridges niya through incision. Yan, gano niya. Surgical na talaga. Tanggal talaga yung ano niya, ng skin sa fingerprint niya. Tapos pinalitan niya ng skin sa chest. But still, ayan, lagay diyan, futile, sinabi dyan, futile, hindi naging successful rin. Kasi yung investigator can identify him and aside from those fingerprints na pinalitan niya. So, kung si Infa kanina, si Constancy, kung ang lahat ay nagbabago, ang fingerprint ay hindi po. Dito po sa infallibility, ang masasabi ko lang, kung ikaw ay madaling maloko, dito hindi. Kasi sa fingerprint, hindi siya basta-bastang matatanggal, hindi siya basta-bastang napapalitan. Diyan talaga yan at babalik pa nga yan kung i-try mong tatanggalin. Okay? So yan, kasi sinabi dito in how many days, sinunog niya yung mga daliri niya ha, through acid, pero bumalik pa rin yung pag-develop ng kanyang fingerprint. So next, I hope you understand. We have here, I will skip this. Yan, isa din to sa nag-try, si Lockhart. Okay, gipakuluan niya. And with hot metal, so yeah, fingerprint para ma-destroy. But still, hindi rin po naging successful. Next, we have here the dactyloscopy. Ito yung sometimes, no, and dactyl, from the word itself, dactyl, it means, ano yung sabihin pag sinabi nating dactyl? Ito na yung practical application of science in line with fingerprints. Dagdag natin dito to identify a person. Sabi dyan, dactyl is finger. Sometimes, sa revision fair kami dati, it was being, parang sunlog ba? Pagtumboy nga ni lesbian na dactyl, grupo ng mga dactyl. Then scopian means to study or examine. So in line with us, if you're going to connect, you are going to study the or examine the finger o yung mga prints na meron sa fingerprint. Example with that is yung police officer natin, pag nakakita siya ng fingerprint sa crime scene, he or she is going to compare with that to the suspect fingerprints if identified yung fingerprint na suspect. So yan po, practical application, it was being applied through the use of science, to the help of science pala, para ma-identify who will be the possible person of interest in line with criminality. Next, in Greek words naman, dactylus, finger pa rin, scopian, study, so the same lang yan, ulit-ulit. Next, we have dactylography. Baka malito kayo kay dactyloscopy. Ang keyword nyo po is, pag dactyloscopy gani, ang i-emphasize kinatan is ang application. Kumbaga, we use this as a tool, okay, to help identify through the help of science, and in line with dactylography, scientific study of fingerprint as the means of identification. So it is a study. So how are you going to emphasize if you are be giving an example? Halimbawa, forensic expert, pinag-aaralan niyo yung fingerprint pattern para ma-identify ang victim. Okay? Excuse me muna. Okay. Hindi pa talaga na balik yung boses ko, nauubo pa. Okay. Yan nga sinabi, forensic expert, pinag-aaralan yung mga fingerprint pattern. Okay, yung pattern specifically. Okay, pag pinag-aaralan mo yung pattern, it means you are like analyzing what are the different pattern ridges ng fingerprint para matulungan yung pag-identify mo. Next, dito sinabi, dactylometry. It is the scientific study of fingerprint for purpose of personality interpretation. Ito yung keyword ninyo. Yes, it is a study of fingerprint, pero ang pinagkaiba nila dito is yung ma-identify mo is yung personality ng isang tao. And at the same time, yung personality or pwede yung character na meron siya. Parang questionable. It's very impossible. If you are going to study the fingerprint, you can able to identify the personality of a person. That is why, in today's generation or in today's technology, this kind of is not used. Okay, lagay ko talaga dito in criminal identification. Yan, hindi na po ito ginagamit. It was being disregarded kasi parang questionable kasi siya. Fingerprint, ma-align mo sa personality. No, it's not. And we have here the dermatoglyphics. Yan. The science which deals with the study of skin pattern. Okay, ito yung mga skin pattern natin all throughout na talaga sa body. Kasi hindi lang naman yung fingerprint natin ang merong skin. Kaya tinawag ito yung derma. Sino ba yung sikat dito? Si Bello, di ba? Yung kumukulubot na mga balat. Yan. Yan, inaayos nila. Next, we have this, the related science branches of dactyloscopy. So, tatandaan nyo itong 5 na ito kung ano yung pinagkaiba nila. We have here the podoscopy, number 1. Ano bang nauna? Cairo pala. Chiroscopy. Pag sinabi natin chiroscopy, based on this, si William Herschel, tandaan nyo po, father of chiroscopy. Pag sinabing chiroscopy gani, it is referring to palm. Palad na ton. It is a study of a hand. Okay, we are going to examine or study a hand. And in line with this, yes, okay, still, okay, napipindot na naman siya. We can able to identify kasi meron pa ring print, 'di ba? Nakikita niyo diyan sa mga palm ninyo. Meron pa ang mga still patterns, 'di ba? May ara gani palm dira nga may buo nga M. So still through that we can able to identify kasi hindi din lahat magkapareha ng mga pattern or ridges na nandiyan po sa palm natin. So pinag-aaralan po 'yan. Next, we have podoscopy. Podoscopy is the study of footprints and footwear. Tatandaan nyo lang. And dagdag ko dito, hindi lang yung footprints ha, yung mga characteristics din. Characteristics. Limbawa, foot size. Lagay natin dyan. It can be, pwedeng shape ng paa, pwede ang position, pwede ang lagay natin dito yung walking pattern, kung paano maglakad, pwede. So ano ba ang help ng podoscopy pag sa paa, 'di ba? Merong naiiwan na footprints, okay? Nung nag-actual nga tayo, ako ba yung photography nyo? Ay hindi pala, si Sir Jury. Before nung nag-actual kami sa photography, nagdagawa talaga kami crime scene, footprint, okay, naging part siya ng mark doon. Ano bang natutulong ng footprint? The purpose of it is number 1, it can help what? Identify direction kung saan ang entrance, yan, entrance and exit. Pwede po yun, direction. Alangan naman, may tiil ba da ang ara sa likod ng tudlo? Wala, no? It is very considerable na pagpaharap yan. Diyan talaga yung papunta. Next, number 2, we can also identify suspect, of course. Number 3, ano pang help na matutulong? Ano bang help? Matutulong pa. Pwede, pag makakita tayo ng footprints or footwear sa isang crime scene, we can able to, pwede natin ma-estimate kung pila ka tao. Estimate number of persons involved. But not directly, kasi merong crime scene na naluloko. Kasi yung mautak yung gumawa, okay? Minsan nga, hindi size yung sinusuot ng sapatos para hindi matrace yung size na meron siya. Yun, napakautak, natuturuan. Next, hindi na natin to specifically isa-isahin talaga kasi hindi naman yun ang focus natin. Ang point lang natin is maintindihan kung ano si podoscopy. So, foot, podoscopy, pagkairo gani is ang aton nga palm. Next, poroscopy. Poroscopy refers to what? Study of pore structure. And for the identification. Yung mga pores na meron tayo sa ating fingerprint, yan, same pa rin, to examine. So, we have Edmond Lockhart as the father of poroscopy. So, pores is a tiny. Yan, makikita natin sometimes kailangan natin gamitan yan ng magnifying. So, we are going to study also the ridges na meron tayo dito sa ating mga pores. And we have here the edioscopy. Sabi dyan, edioscopy, nako, napipindot. Edioscopy is the study of what? Edges, shape, mga ridges natin. Eto, madidiscuss natin ito next midterm ata. So, mabilisan na topic to. Kung ano ba si endings, yan, bifurcations. Ito yung mga patterns na meron tayo sa fingerprint. Okay? Next, radiology, we have here a combination ng tatlo. Study of all. Lagay natin, fingerprint details. Yan po. Yan. So, in line with the history and personalities in fingerprint, maybe I will not focus on this. I know you're going to read this na lang kasi hindi talaga siya literally na necessary for you to memorize it, even though the board exam doesn't have any person at all in line with their questions. So, skip natin. Good to know na lamang po yan. So, I want you to read this. Maybe I will lima dito in line with our quizzes. Yan, next, same, we define fingerprint pag sinabing impression designed by the first joint of the fingers. Ito yung mga pattern left na iiwan nang dahil sa meron tayong tinatawag na ridges. Yan. Ma'am, ano ba ng ridges? Ulit mo na, So, mamaya, ma-define natin yan. So, through this, we can able to produce visible markings. Okay, di ba? Pag nag-ink ta, nag-stamp, yan. Na-try nyo na ba yan? Kahit guhitan nyo nga lang ng ballpen yung mga fingerprint, may naiiwan na bakat pag i-ano nyo sa plain paper. So, meron talagang naiiwan na pattern left. So, the last topic that we are going to discuss based on this video discussion, I will, na exact 40, matatapos tayo, 40 minutes. We have here the finger composition and structure. So, ito yung mga abnormalities pwede. We have there the phalange is the skeletal finger covered with friction skin. So, ano ibig sabihin ng ito yung finger bone. Tandaan nyo lang, finger bone. Meron talagang, talaga yung mga natin. So, it was being covered by skin. Excuse me. So, we have here the basal. It is located at the base of the finger nearest the palm. Ito yung base talaga. Pag pisilin niyo yung palm ninyo. Yan. Then, middle phalange. Next, above, and the basal done. Next, and above. Okay, yan. Sa middle. Kasi tinawag na middle. Terminal phalange is the particular bone covered with friction skin having all the different types. Ito na yung nasa dulo natin. Kasi tinawag na terminal. Ito yung meron ng mga fingerprint patterns and located near the tip of the finger. So, I know you can identify sa dulo ng inyong mga finger. Ito na ang last. I want you to memorize this. Pag sinabi ganin polydactyl, more than. Ito yung sumobra. Okay, may kabit. Hindi pala kabit. May siwil. Ito. Kung sino yung may mga ganito, tawag po dyan is polydactyl. Supposed to be, we have 10 fingers, pero yung sa kanila, sometimes 12 or 11. So, sometimes sinasabi no, swerte yung mga ganito sa pamahiin. Next, macro from the word itself, macro, enlarge, lumaki yung finger. Maybe, it will be considered as abnormal. Next, brachydactyl, fingers are abnormally short, yung hindi na tumubo, parang ako, charot, hindi na tumaas yung mismo mga fingers. Okay, next, may classmate ako na ganito dati. Pero yung sa kanya, hindi yun inborn, dahil nasunog, yan, hindi natin makonsider yun. Ito talaga kasi inborn. Next, ectodactyl. Kung kanina, kabaliktaran ni Puli is, more than, eto naman sa icto, merong missing fingers. Kumbaga dito, merong pagkukulang siya. Charot. Merong merong kulang na finger. So, simula talaga sa pagka-bata. Syndactyl. Syndactyl means side fusion. Yung nagkadikit kayo ni crush, hindi yan. Yung merong fusion gani, yung nagdikit, yung hindi mapaghiwalay, parang kayo ng jowa mo. No, it's not. Yan, based on the example, ito, side fusion. Ankylosis, finger cannot be bent. Okay, ito yung, yes, based on the example, yung hindi talaga ma-bend, ma-stretch, yan. Ang tawag po doon, ankylosis. Next, we have the orthodactyl. Orthodactyl, based on the definition, a condition where the fingers cannot be stretched. Kabaliktaran pala yung kanina. Mali pala yung pagka-add ko. Cannot be bend lang yung sa ankylosis na isahan ko. Kasi sa orthodactyl, ito yung cannot be stretched. O ito, nangyayari ito mostly pag na-stroke. Okay? Ito, orthodactyl. Na-stroke ka, kung ano na itong position sa fingers mo, like, gikum mo siya, mo na lang gito siya, hindi mo siya ma-inat. So, nangyayari po yan sa may mga high blood, yung na-atake sa So, I hope meron kayong naintindihan. Possible on Tuesday, we are going to have a quiz, short quiz, and at the same time, oral recitation. So, be prepared based on the terminologies that we discuss, based on the historical background of personal identification techniques. And pasensya po sa Friday, nagsabi ako sa inyo na I'm going to discuss through video discussion, pero naningil gid ang lawas ni ma'am, hindi gid kaya ni ma'am mag-attend sa school. Then absent din ako that time, so that is why hindi po ako nagagawa ng video discussion. Then namatayan pa ako ng pusa. And yun nga, I hope you are going to listen. I will be sending this sa Quipper. So, mas preferably, you are going to click this link. I will attach it to Quipper. And may some questions ako doon na ilalagay. You are going to answer that. And prepare. Study. Yun lang. You know me, very strict in line with the quizzes and activities. So, I hope you listen and at the same time, nag-take note po kayo kasi it will be checked. That's all for today's discussion. God bless everyone. Ma'am Gar. Bye-bye.